Welcome back. Election day is 9 months from now, but we're keeping a close eye on a hotly contested special election primary in New Jersey, where the Democratic Party's internal ideological struggle is on full display. In this primary race, 13 Democrats from various political backgrounds were on the ballot yesterday for now Governor Mikie Sherrill's seat. The race is too close to call, but our own Steve Kornacki is already describing the results as a political earthquake in the Garden State, as former Congressman Tom Malinowski is locked in a surprisingly tight race with progressive activist Lilia Mejia for the Democratic nomination. The winner will face Republican Joe Hathaway, who's unopposed for the GOP nomination in April's general election. The race attracted nearly $6 million in spending from outside groups, including one super PAC linked to the pro-Israel lobby AIPAC, which spent more than $2 million against Malinowski, longtime supporter of Israel and former recipient of AIPAC donations, after he supported putting conditions on U.S. aid to Israel. But all that money may end up helping Mejia, who has accused Israel of genocide, win the race. NBC News National Political reporter Ben Kamisar joins me now. Ben, thanks so much for being here. So let's dive right in. This seat is safely blue, so whoever wins the primary will likely win April's general election. With that being said, Mikie Sherrill, a moderate, held this seat. What does it say that a progressive is in position to potentially win the Democratic nomination?
I'll start with the refrain that a lot of us use. Special elections are special, right? There's a lot that we can take from this race that are unique to the dynamics of this race, but there's also some pieces that will extrapolate out to other races across the country. Like you were saying, you saw those numbers. This was a very crowded field. Mejia kind of had the progressive lane all to herself, and she was, as Democrats were sort of talking to me about the race, she built this movement around her campaign. She was offering something different than some of the other candidates that had establishment backing from, the former governor, the party chair, other prominent members of the party. So there's that piece of it, too. You had the one progressive frontrunner and a sort of mess of establishment candidates all splitting up the vote. And then when you look out more broadly at these races, you talk about the AIPAC money. The question is, ultimately what ends up happening, AIPAC spent against Malinowski and certainly doesn't agree with Mejia. So you're probably going to see progressives emboldened by this, arguing that they're able to have a strategy and able to win against an onslaught of money against their candidates.
So given that, what might it mean for other Democratic primaries over the next 7 or 8 months?
Yeah, I think it's the $1 million question, right? I think you're going to see a more emboldened progressive groups across the country, candidates across the country that look to this race to say, we can do this too. You're also going to see more emboldened, I think, in the other camp, right? Trying to say that, we got to nip this in the bud. This dynamic is unique to this race, unique to these contours here, and it doesn't extend broader. I mean, AIPAC has got almost tens of millions of dollars banked away for a pretty, what we're expecting to be a pretty animated Democratic primary fight. And I think that the results today are only going to, and we don't know the winner yet, but certainly whatever happens, it's going to, I think, supercharge both sides into a pretty interesting primary cycle.
We'll talk about the role AIPAC played in all of this, Ben.
Yeah, so we talked about, Malinowski, like you said, he has had backing from AIPAC before. He's not an it's not seen as a sort of a, a dyed-in-the-wool anti-Israel Democrat, but he had gotten some criticism for comments about conditioning aid, while Mejia has gone further and been more progressive and sort of echoed a lot of the criticism you've seen from the progressive left of Israel's conduct in the war in Gaza against Hamas. I think it's interesting against the backdrop of polling that shows these Democratic Party over time has gotten more open to being critical of Israel, specifically with its conduct, like I said, in the war in Gaza against Hamas. And so you're seeing the polling numbers showing folks in the Democratic Party becoming more sympathetic to the Palestinian people over the Israeli people. That was a Gallup poll from last year. You're seeing people less interested in sort of the full-throated, unconditional support for Israel in the Democratic Party and moving that way. So I think those dynamics are going to power this debate across.
All right. Ben Kamisar, thank you so much for your reporting. Really appreciate it.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.